Están stop the car, stop the car.
As we watch Nikola Vijanko, welcome everybody to round 2 of the Japanese Touring Car Championship here in IVRC for the Fuji round. And you might have seen the standings quickly while the stream was loading. There was the standings, and of course we have all the cars. We don't have well, we have a drivers' championship, but we also have the entries championship, which is one of those which is not, I don't know whether it's more important or not, but it's the main one, I think. And of course, we're going to go through that once again right before quali. Sorry, right before the race. We're on the warm up already. Nikola Vijanko got pole. It was Andrew later in second, I believe, but we will go through the grid later. And I don't know whether everyone is already. I mean, I don't know whether we're loading the race now or not. This is Alfie Bevan, number 24 for FRA. He finished 6th in Okayama, results in Okayama, which changed a little bit. So in the end, we're going to go through that. Sven won, of course. Second was Angel Gonzalez, and then Pablo Lopez. Nikola Vijanko was demoted to 4th. And then Emrus is in 5th. Bevan, Grimminger, Sverka, Teglas. John McDonald finishing 10th. Reyes didn't finish, but classified into 11th. And then the retirements were Frau, Awado, Karinos, Holohan, and Voland. And right now, as you can see, this is Thomas Rasha, 44 average today here in the Fuji Speedway, 16 corners. And it is 4.5 kilometers, 2.8 miles. Very interesting track. We have turns 4 and 5, which I'll call the 100R. Turn 1, the little hairpin there. And then we also have this low complex at the back. So should we go through the grid once they're on the grid? Nikola Vijanko, well, not on the grid, but we're going to go through that right now. Vijanko in first. Oh, they're resetting something. Okay, so we should wait. So one moment, because I think, well, let me count. Obviously, yeah, as I said, 16 corners. Sorry. 10 to the right and 6 to the left. And one major straight of more than 1 kilometer. It's a very interesting one. It has had some good memories. Of course, host of the first ever Japanese Grand Prix in 1976, which you all might remember because of obvious reasons. The title decided between James Hunt and Niki Lauda. Also, there's a less known story of a banana seller, a banana company, which got a team, made up a little team, and they had a brilliant car, and they almost made it a brilliant result if it wasn't for a crash in free practice. Kojima was it called, I think. We also had 1977, and then it's only hosted 4 Formula One races, which were also in 2007 and 2008, both with rain. This is a warm up again, and yeah, it was a there's been some very interesting races. Of course, the monsoon in 2007, less rain in 2008. I think there was a little bit too. And yeah, title deciders. It's had a little bit of everything. So right now, as said, we're waiting for the race to begin. 44 laps around this 4.549 kilometer circuit. Which will cover up to 200.1 kilometers, which is basically the distance that we are supposed to go, 200 kilometers. And there's nobody going out right now. I'm quick scroll through. This is Nikola Vijanko, pole sitter for today. Of course, championship leader Sven Yilhut's not here. And I don't know whether Carl Magnus Borre is on Ben's car. I mean, he can't enter with it. I'm not checking, trying to check the numbers. No, he's not. He's number 59, so this is a different entry. And so we're waiting for the race to start in a few minutes. So, yeah, of course, Japanese Touring Car Championship, most of races in Japan, but we're going to go through again the calendar. We will go after Suzuka, after Fuji, we'll go to Suzuka. Then Sepang, Chang International Circuit, Buriram in Thailand, and then Autopolis and Laguna Seca to end off the season. It's going to be a very interesting season. It was a very interesting race in Okayama. We had a fight for second, very interesting. And as there's been some cars going out, I think there was someone. And so we've got John McDonnell on the end of the grid. Of course, Magnus Borre was one of those who couldn't qualify. Who couldn't qualify into qualifying 2. And Lopez in 10th, he hasn't quite got the pace that he had in Okayama, it seems. And this is unrelated. Of course, we'll go quickly through the grid right now. So we've got Vijanko in first. Then we have Andrelata in second. Angel Gonzalez in third, maintaining his pace from Okayama. Then we have Frau in fourth. Zverka, Kirinos, Emrus, Griminger, Voland, Lopez, Carl Magnus Borre, and Bevan, Bruno Spano, Jonathan Holhan, Thomas Rashka, and John McDonnell running off the grid. As we say so, they're on the grid right now. And they're off. They're off. The races go, or is it a formation lap? I'm not quite sure. It is a formation lap, sorry. Yeah, very interesting. They're into the formation lap. It is going to be a I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was a standing start. It's a rolling start, of course. So there goes Vijanko in the lead for S. This is a team which is kind of brought up by SL Racing, as we can see. We have there Later in second. Later, by the way, who didn't come to round number 1, so it's his first race today of the championship. Of course, without Sven here and his entry either, I think we're going to see a little bit of fight, or at least for these few rounds for the championship lead. We're not seeing that in most of the other in those championships which Sven is focusing in. Sorry, of course the TCC, Sven is dominating, kind of dominating. He's leading by around maybe 10 or 12 points, I think. He's not attending OWC. He's not. He did race 1, and he's not come ever since. He's also been in WEC. Of course, he won the GTE championship, but he's not come today to JTC. He won in dominant fashion round number 1, And he's not here. Of course, let's go again through the grid. Vijanko first and later Gonzalez, Frau, Zverka, Kirinos, Emrus, Grimminger, Voland, Lopez, Magnus Borre, Bevan, Spano, Holohan, Rashke, and McDonald in the back. Although he's not in the back here, it seems. He's overtaking people. But we're going to go quickly to first place. Nikola Vijanko, he's about to start in the in the big straight. I don't know how long it is exactly. But he's about to start. Forming up very close is Gonzalez to the back of Vijanko. I think he shouldn't be as close. Holohan gets a penalty for starting too early, and the races go, and into the first corner they're going to go. We can see that Frau and Gonzalez have got a very good start. Later hasn't had such a good start, and Gonzalez takes out Vijanko, and they both go into the wall. And that's a very, very bad incident. You can see the back of Vijanko's car already smashed. And we're going to try and go this Grimminger spinning out, and later leads from Frau, from Zverka, Emrus, Kirinos, Lopez, Vore, Voland, Spano, Gonzalez, Dalton, and Grimminger, Vijanko, Rashka, Bevan, McDonald, and Holohan. Frau has lost its place to Zverka already, and now it's late ahead of the German, who is very good on touring cars in TCC. Let's see how good he does here right now. He didn't have a good race in Okayama. Frau trying to get the better of his, well, not teammate, but his rival. And around the outside for a move, very daring move, goes Emrus. Wide he goes, but he keeps 4th place for now. And Lopez is making up places. He started from 10th, he's now up into 6th. Later right now, keeping the position. It seems like Zverka is going to get the better of him sooner than later. He's not getting away, and very bad luck, tough luck for Nikola Vijanko. He was taken out by Gonzalez, at least that's what we saw on the start. Now across the line, he's going to underlay the leads after lap number 1, ahead of Zverka, then Frau, Emrus, Kirinos, Lopez, and Vore. Spano, Bevan, Voland, Gonzalez has fallen down to 11th, then Vijanko, McDonald, Rashke, Holohan, and Grimminger is now down to last. Frau trying to make a move into friend, and well, I can call it kind of a friend now. They're both admins. Zverka around the inside into the Coca-Cola turn number 3. It's not quite steady, goes a little bit wide. Mark Zverka around the outside into 100. He's going to try and go, not close enough, and you need a lot of speed difference to make a move around the outside there. Emrus trying to get closer, locks up a little bit into 6, sorry, and goes wide, and that's going to open the door for Kirinos to go through, and possibly Lopez and Spano as well. Not Spano, sorry, but Lopez and Vore. Frau trying to have a look into Zverka, into this little hairpin, goes a little bit wide. Zverka as goes wide again. Emrus, you can see the Lopez trying to have the better of him, on board with the Spaniard. 4 places up since the start. He was starting 10th, of course, very close to the inside curve there. He's going to try and make a move into Emrus with the switchback, and taking the slipstream a little bit. He's here on the uphill into turn number 16, the Panasonic corner. Of course, this track owned by Toyota. We're going to go back with the lead, and the lady has now got a 1.3 second lead over Max Zverka, who is being attacked by Frau right now, almost side by side. The German and the Spaniard are for Repsol Swinigal and for MPG. Is Frau going to try and make a move down the inside? Taking his slipstream is also Lopez and Emrus. Down the inside, try to go. Frau not close enough again. And also Emrus keeps the position, but Lopez very aggressive in the starting phases of the race. As aggressive was Gonzalez, but he had an incident. Oh, spinning round has gone Borre, and they all have to take it boarding action. And Borre has gone into the wall, and he's lost the splitter in the front and the engine cover. He might have to go into the pits right now. Holohan has just pitted as well. So Jonathan Holohan down in 16th has just pitted, and Magnus Borre has spawned round, and we're going to watch the replay here, of course. And what happened here? Oh, he was hit by, was it Spano? I think that was Spano. It was a Spano. The Spano went wide and lost it when rejoining, and that was how Borre went into the wall. Back into live action. Sverker still defending from Frau, who is trying to get second place from the German. Frau was in for a good position. Inokayama couldn't finish the race. He went into a disconnection. Over the curve goes the Spaniard, and he's going to try and get slipstream once again as Lopez goes spinning round, and he's lost some part of the car. He might have to pit right now. He's waiting to rejoin. Andrelade says the quickest lap of the race, but this is Lopez. Big incident for the Spaniard. We're going to watch that replay. We're going to watch the replay of the incident. He went, well, he lost the back end exiting the final corner. Very interesting part of the race we're seeing because there's a lot of incidents right now. Down the inside of Vijanko tried to go Bevan, or on the outside has gone Vijanko. I think it's been the later of the options. Vijanko has gone past Bevan and he's back up into 6th, 9 seconds behind the lead, but he's still ahead of Gonzalez, who he had the incident with, as Carreras is defending from Emrus a little bit over the curve, a little bit cutting the corner maybe, as Emrus is trying to get the slipstream, trying to make the move as soon as possible. Around the outside is going to try the Polish driver and the Venezuelan. Number 18 against number 7, I think that is Carreras. On the outside is not going to walk there. Makes the chicane, they stay close, half a second between them both. As Verk and Frau are also fighting it out. It's more of a gap now between the Spaniard and the German. And look at that, Andrelade has gone wide. Andrelade has lost all of his lead. Andrelade has gone wide into turn number 14. And now he's having a look to go into the pits. He's not going, of course, and as he's now the gap, he's lost a load of time in that incident. 31.7, fastest lap of the race for Marcus Verga, 1:30.808. I think that's not that quick against latest lap. Fastest lap from Vijanko, 1:30.7. Of course, Paul Sitter, he's got the pace, and it seems like the incident in the start hasn't damaged his car too much. Brown having a big look at the fight for the lead, as Carreras keeps 4th place ahead of Emrus. Borre is down to 16th now, and as he had to pit. And this is Emrus trying to make a move. Oh, well, this cameras. From the outside into turn number 6, trying to go. The Polish driver now into turn number 10, the little hairpin. He's going to try and go again, run the outside. Again, that's not going to work. He needs to make a switch back into the inside. Carreras defends it well. He's ahead enough to not allow Emrus to have a look. Late is getting away a little bit again into the lead. He needs to make a big gap. Of course, Vijanko now only 8 seconds behind. He's lost 1 second and a bit in that mistake he did the previous lap. But he's still leading, of course, and that's what matters at the end of the race. Into lap number 6 we're going to go. The Brazilian number 33 still leads ahead of Sverker, then Frau, Carreras, Emrus. Vijanko in 6th. Quickest lap for Andrelade, 1:30.4, 2.5 tenths quicker than Vijanko. Last lap. I'm going to quickly check on the live racers timing page to keep you updated on the times. Last lap for Vijanko, 1:30.5. So it seems like they're still pretty close timing wise. Philip Voland is down to 16th. He's also pitted, it seems. And Lopez is still on 12th after the incident he had exiting the final corner. Late going a little bit wide, a little bit locking up, and Frau has had enough attacking of Sverker. He's now having a little bit of a rest. He's going to study Sverker's lines. He's going to try and know how to attack the German. The German, by the way, that got very close to later in the hairpin. Later might have gone wide again. Over the curve goes the Brazilian. And the German number 1 in TCC, number 3 everywhere else. And the Nissan, he's going to try and have a look. Around the final corner he goes, and into the main straight. He's going to try and get the slipstream. Is he close enough to try there and move into the first corner? He's actually losing time in the straight. He hasn't got quite a good slipstream. Of course, now he's got Frau way more behind, so he has no worries about that. We can see most of the top 10 in one shot. Of course, it's a very long straight. We can, of course, see them. Grimminger has gone back up to 9th after the problems he had at the start when the drivers were rejoining. And not many fights for now. Of course, Karinos is still defending from Emrus. You can see here a little bit of a weird camera, but we can kind of see it. Again into turn number 6. Emrus not close enough. He's going to try and make a move down the inside. He's now got the line, but he goes back behind him. Kirinos is going to cover the inside. He's going to try and go around the outside into turn number 10. He's now got the inside again. Kirinos didn't cover it, but Emrus didn't make the launch into 4th place. And Vijanko is kind of catching up already. He wants to go back into the podium. He wants to have a better result than he had in Okayama. Of course, he finished 4th because of penalties. A 4th place. It's not enough for him, it seems. He's got quite a pace to be fighting for the lead. There you can see Vijanko 2.8 seconds behind, 3.4 seconds ahead of Gonzalez, was starting behind him. Reminger now getting closer to Bevan. He's also very close to Gonzalez. Where's Gonzalez gone? Bianco, what's happened? Oh no, sorry, Bianco has got the fastest lap, and Gonzalez is gone. Gonzalez has lost a connection. Gonzalez effectively gone, it seems. Gonzalez out. Angel Gonzalez is out of the race. That leaves us with 15 runners left in this race. This is Vijanko now to fight for 7th. Bevan against Riminger. German against the Briton. The Welsh, sorry. And this was a fight that was also happening in Okayama in the end of the race. And these two guys aren't keeping apart for now. This is Vijanko in 6th again. And Emrys has gone past Kirinos. So we're going to try and have a look at that. It was probably a turn number 1. Look at that. He got the slipstream. He got the speed down the inside into turn number 1. Clean done. Emrys ahead of Kirinos. Emrys seems to have more pace. That's what should happen. And wide goes Lopez here. Of course, it's Pano in 11th. Then Rashka. No Man's Land. Then Holohan. Also Magnus Borre. Philip Volan in 15th. And then we have Androlade coming across the line to start lap number 9 of the race. Sverka in 2nd. 1.4 seconds behind. And Frau, who's a further 2nd behind Sverka. Then Emrys, Kirinos, Vijanko, Bevan, who has a little less than a 2nd gap to Grimminger. Again, onward with the German. Into turn number 1, they're going to go breaking on the 150 meter board. A little bit wide goes. Bevan doesn't quite hit the apex. Does get a better exit than Grimminger in the early phase. It seems like Grimminger is getting closer anyways. Into the Coca-Cola turn. Turn number 3 of the circuit, and he's now 3 turns behind. Very outside line to start the 100 pass. Even more of an inside line gets Grimminger. Constant speed. A better line, I think. Around the outside into turn number 6, the German's going to try and go. Doesn't quite work with the Jello MPG CGT car, the Lexus. Brilliant and very beautiful yellow, I must say. This is around the outside. He's going to try and go into turn number 10. That's not going to work too much. Into the grass, he almost went, and Bevan's defending with all of his life. Into this slow section. This is Nail's slow section. Around the outside, he's going to try and go into turn number 14. Trying to make the switch, but now hits the apex. They both hit the apex at the same part, not on the same speed. And into the final corner, he's going to try and go and make the switch back again. He's now going to get the slipstream. He's 2 tenths behind. A little bit of an early move he does to defend the slipstream. And they are kind of committing to the pit lane. Bevan, he doesn't go to the pits. They're very close to the outside line though. Side by side, they are into turn number 1. It seems like Constantine Grimminger has got the speed. They do a little bit of a touch. Down the inside it goes. Bevan still trying to defend. On the outside has to commit. Grimminger, it seems like Bevan has got the place for now. And Bevan stays ahead. A little bit of a flashing from Grimminger. I don't know whether the German has liked that action too much. And trying to make a switchback again into 3. He went into 100R again. So Bevan keeps the position. Not a lap. And over the curve goes Grimminger. He's not having the best of lines right now. Down the inside, he tried to go. He's going to lose more time than you can gain on that. Meanwhile, unrelated by the way, he's around a second, probably less, ahead of Zverka. So the FIFO lead is on, kind of. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, I couldn't really see the numbers well. Of course, I have a different connection. Sorry for that. Frau is getting closer again to Zverka, but the fight for fifth is going to start in a moment. You can see here Kirinos and Vichenko, while Grimminger and Bevan are still fighting. We're going to go back with these two because they're side by side into 15. And now into 16, the final corner. Around the outside, tries to go Grimminger. He's going to get a very good exit. And Bevan making the well, probably one of the worst lines you can do there, but trying to not allow Grimminger to have the slipstream very close to the right side line. Has to move now Grimminger to the left, almost outside of the track. Oh, Grimminger had a lot of speed. Down the inside is going to go Bevan once again, and round the outside has to try and settle this. Grimminger over the curve he goes again, and Bevan still keeps the position. And Vichenko has gone past Kirinos, by the way. But this fight is keeping on for a few laps. Into lap number 11, we've gone. We're ending the first quarter of the race. You can see here Bevan defending with all that he's got, with using all of the width of the track. On board with Grimminger once again on the right side, on the right front tire. And is he going to try and make a move into turn number 10 down the inside? Bevan is probably going to defend. Around the outside has to go. Either that or make a switchback. I would try to make a switchback. It's very difficult here, but he seems to keep side by side with him through the hairpin. And into 13 and 14, this little section. They're going to go once again. Wide goes Bevan over the curve, losing a little bit of time. He's pretty much on the inside line all the time, trying to not allow him to get his slipstream. They make contact into turn number 14 and now 15 and 16. Quickest lap for Bernard Everest, 130.0, and Grimminger is through 4 now. They're kind of side by side still through the whole of the straight. They're going to go side by side. But it's Bevan 300ths of a second ahead, and Bevan is going to try and get ahead so he can move to the inside in case Grimminger gets the slipstream. It doesn't seem like Grimminger is going to get the slipstream. He's down the inside, and he should now get the position. Bevan trying to get it back, and he's now lost it, and it seems like Grimminger has got better pace than the British driver. Up into 7th goes the German, and this is Bevan down into 8th. Very good fighting from these two. A little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy, of wheel banging. But of course, these cars allow a little bit of contact. As wide goes Grimminger, so maybe he loses the position as soon as we're talking it. And side by side, he's going to try and go. Bevan, the Welsh driver, number 24, is going to try and go down the inside. No, he doesn't. He stays in position. And trying to make a switchback into Grimminger as Lopez. They're allowing Lopez to get closer and closer and closer. 3/10 and less separates Zverka and Frau, and Ember is also behind them. With the 5 for P2 right now, Frau trying to go around the outside into turn number 1. We've seen with Zverka and Grimminger, sorry, with Bevan and Grimminger, this doesn't usually work. But if he gets enough speed, he can try to make it. And Frau goes through. Zverka settles with 3rd. And he's now got Bernard Emrus, who has the fastest lap of the race. He's now got him behind. And round the outside, he's going to try and go into turn number 3. Emrus had not much patience in the previous race. He took out a little bit of Frau, maybe. And wasn't penalized, though. It was seen as a racing incident. Side by side with Frau goes Zverka. And on board with the Spaniard now, we can see Emrus and Sverker fighting it out. Very interesting fight. Down the inside goes Emrus into 10. And this is Emrus through, make a switch back. Sverker, he has to settle for 4th now. And this is, of course, fight for 2nd, with 3 drivers in there. Vijanka trying to catch up. But it's Frau up into 2nd, Emrus up into 3rd, and down to 4th goes Max Sverker. He's lost 2 positions in a lap. Now, is Emrus going to try and go past Frau? Of course, we have later 2.7 seconds ahead of this little group, and I think there's a car who's going to pit or let someone through. He was, oh no, he's not pitting, sorry. Frau right now, he's going to get caught up by Werner Emrus, and more inside his engine, transparent on the inside it seems. Down the inside, tries to move. Emrus goes a little bit wide, locking up. That's well, I mean, he's made it stick. Oh, I didn't think that was going to make it stick. I think he overcooked it, obviously locking up the tires, and now has to go wide. Frau and Sverker trying to get back up into 3rd, side by side with the Spaniard. Number 17 against number 3. Repsol versus MPG once again. It's now Frau ahead of the Spaniard. Emrus has got the pace and he goes up into 2nd. Will he catch up into 1st? Very interesting fights that are developing here today. Of course, reminder, as soon as later goes through the start-finish line to start at lap number 15, we'll revise the running order. As into the main straight goes later, of course, leading he is the Brazilian number 33 for Ride United. Then in 2nd is Werner Emrus, who has just overtaken Frau. Then it's, of course, Frau, Sverker, Vijanka in 5th, up from 12th, where he was after the starting incident with Angel Gonzalez. 6th is Quirinos and Riminger, Bevan, Lopez, John McDonnell in 10th, Spano 11th, and Rashka. Magnus Borre, Philip Volan in 14th, Holohan is down to 15th, and then Angel Gonzalez has been kicked out of the server, has disconnected. Something has happened to the Spaniard. Blade is still leading, and Emrus trying to catch up to him. He's already reduced the gap by around a 2nd, I think, and he's getting every time closer. Frau and Sverker seems like they're still going to fight, and Vijanka spins round. Mistake from the French driver. Down to 6th he goes for now. This Holohan also who might have pitted because of damage. He doesn't have a rear wing too hard. He does have for the server. And Vijanka has spun round. He's back behind Quirinos once again. And he's now hit the front, so he might have a little bit of damage. Reminder in 7th. And Bivan in 8th. These two guys are not getting too well. I was going to say they were not getting spread, but seems like Bivan has just made a mistake, and Globe has allowed Lopez to go closer. Now Lopez, who made a little bit of a mistake, he was running 6th, lost the back end around lap 3 or 4. He went into the wall in the final corner. He's now going to try and attack Alfie Bivan. Less than a 2nd separates both of them. Emrus and Frau also fighting it out, and Sverker getting closer again. Switch back from the German. Is he going to be able to get past Frau? Frau not leaving him too much of space. Over the curve has to go Sverker. That's a very nasty, and they both go really wide, and they're going to fight off track and now run the inside to 100 are trying to go. Mark Sverker gets a little bit of, well, got a much more speed through the corner and drifting a little bit more. Frau, this has allowed Emrus to get a little bit of breathing gap, a little bit of a cushion, and he's now, well, he's getting closer and closer to later, so that he might try to get the lead. Of course, Vijanko now seems like he's got a lot of issues to maintain a car on the road. He's 13 seconds, he's more than 13 seconds adrift, This is Frau right now defending from Sverker, who the incident on that part of the track on it's turn number 3. They might have a look at that stewards as well. A lapped car. This is Philip Voland down in 14th. Sorry, Kirino's in 5th, and Vijanko is 6.5 seconds behind. Bevan and Lopez, who haven't started to fight too much. Well, at least not as much as Frau and Frau and Sverker. Sorry, I'm having a lot of a mess with the names today. This is Emrys in 2nd for now. 1.5 seconds behind later. He's going to catch up for the lead of the race. The Polish driver. Very good race the Polish is making. Of course, he didn't have quite the pace in Okayama. And we're going to quickly chat in TCC, of course. 5 wins, which came in 2019. One mostly in Neustorp and the Hungaroring and Bathurst. He also won in Macau in 2018, and then in 2019 too, he only won in Melbourne. That's TCC, of course. Here in the JTC, of course, we've only run 2 races. He's very close behind later, and he might win the second of them. Of course, the first winner was Sven Gilhood, not present today, hasn't attended today's race. But right now, around the outside, tries to go into 16, doesn't quite work. Again, on board with him. And we can see a lapped car ahead. That's Carl Magnus Borre. And try to take this slipstream from the Brazilian. He's getting closer and closer and closer. Fastest lap from Emrys, 1:29.8. The first lap to go down to the 1:29s in the race today. And he gets very close in the braking points. Better line through the corner from Emrys, and he's going to try and have a look into turn number 3. Very probably less than a tenth between them. Side by side they kind of go. He has to stay behind. It's a very difficult corner to overtake at turn number 3, and then 4 and 5, the 100R double corner, double apex it seems to have, and now into turn number 6. Of course, there was a corner where Fernando also crashed in 2007. You can lose it very easily after the fast right-hander. Into the turn number 10 hairpin, going to go in a few moments. Hill section. Very flowing circuit, the Fuji one is, at least for most of the part. No, this slow, snaily section, which was made, of course, by Hermann Tilke, the German architect, who has ruined many tracks and has made very bad ones. He's made some good ones, but of course they don't get that much of a clap, should we say, like that. So, into the main straight we go again, and Emrys is going to try and get the slipstream once again, getting closer and closer and closer. Almost less than half a second separates the Polish driver and the Brazilian. He's going to try and have a look into turn number 1. Making around the 150-meter board a little bit later. Breaks really late in turn number 1. Emrys, very big of a difference here with later. And he's now closer into turn number 3. He's not going to be close enough. He has to get close in now in turns number 4 and 5. And Frau and Sverker fighting behind. Fight for the lead right now. He hits a little bit for Argy Bargy. Again, wheel banging. Or more like car banging. Between Emrys and later. By the way, Lopez has gone past Bevan. We've missed it, of course, because there's a flight for the lead. But right now, the Polish again trying to go for victory. Around the inside. Will he go? No, he goes down the inside. He goes very wide and has to take avoiding action to not hit later. He's now down 1.5 seconds behind the Brazilian. So he's made a mistake, the Polish driver. It's not the first time he's made a mistake in that part of the circuit, and he now stays in second, 1.2 seconds, but he's got a very good pace and will catch up for sure. Of course, these guys, remember, they have to make a mandatory pit stop in every race, and to not allow something like what Sverker did in Okayama, because Sverker did a little bit of a controversial strategy, pitting on the final lap. By the way, Sverker has gone past Frau, Side by side, he is with Frau, of course. And that round the outside, he's going to try and go to Spaniard. Has got more speed right now. Frau. Carlos trying to go around the outside. Switch back from the Spaniard, probably. No, he doesn't. He stays behind Zverka, who, as I was saying, he made a little bit of a controversial strategy of pitting on the final lap, just as Michael Schumacher did in Silverstone 98 when he had a penalty, not 99. Sorry about what I said in that moment. And he's now going to try and he's now going to defend third place. And as I was saying, sorry, yeah, they've changed the rules. You have to pit before lap 41 today. Of course, I think it's going to be 3 laps in most of races probably, and so you're not allowed to pit on the final lap to lose less time. Although I think you might lose more time if you stay with used tires for all of that part of the race. Now Leighton Emrus back very close, less than 2 tenths. I was saying that was separating them. Very close. Maybe Magnus Borre will decide what happens here. Depends on how the Swedish driver gets out of the way of them both. But getting the slipstream a little bit goes later. He goes defensive a little bit. He's going to go into the pits. He's close to the line now. He's not. And Emrus has gone past with a better exit out of turn number 16. Now later gets the slipstream. Emrus is up into the lead. Emrus leads for the first time in JTC. Has led a lap now. And down the inside will try to go the Brazilian. No, he doesn't. Locks up a little bit, as does Emrus locking up. But he's ahead of the Brazilian and into the lead. Number 18 for Kitsune NXX, the Team Bernie car. Team Bernie managed car. Polish driver. Very good move from him. Of course, he got it on the exit of turn number 16. We're going to go on board with him. Look at that. He got a much better exit. Later tried to fool him, trying to make it go into the slipstream. It wasn't going to happen today. Sorry, Andre. Meanwhile, Max Verk and Carlos Frau are still fighting a little bit. Alpha Bevan has lost a lot of time to Lopez. He's now fighting with McDonald, I think. McDonald is getting closer and closer to Bevan, as we're into lap number 22, almost halfway into the race. The Australian driver for MPG here in Japan, in the Japanese Touring Car Championship. Of course, he's in CST in TCC. And this is the Welsh driver, Alfie Bevan. What has happened to him? I don't know. But he's right now trying to defend from the Australian. Into turn number 10 they go, into the little hairpin. And he stays in ahead, but of course, closer and closer is getting John. John seems to have much better pace than Alfie. And getting away is Emrus, by the way, as you can see. I'm going to check the last lap times very quickly. Last lap for Emrus, 130.0, 131.8 for later. So that's 1.8 seconds in a single lap. Even still ahead into the main straight. Not close enough for the slipstream is John McDonald. He will get closer and closer. We're going to go through the order by with Thomas Rashka in the pits. And as soon as he finishes this first half of the race, Bernie Emrus will go again through the order. Very good race. The Polish driver, as I said, he is driving. He has now to stay calm, not make the mistakes he's done more than a few times into turn number 10. Try not to go wide. Try not to hit anyone. Of course, that's what forced him to go into a lower result in Okayama. He took out some cars, and is he going to go into the pits, because he's made a very strange move to the right. He's going to the pits. Yes, he is. So Emrus pits. Latest pitting as well, I think, and that was Magnus Borre almost hitting both Bernie and latest. So of course, first half of the race completed. Now leading is Max Verka ahead of Carlos Frau is second. Kirinos in third. Later and Emrus have just pitted, so they're fourth and fifth for now. Vijanko is in sixth, and Grimminger, Lopez, Bevan, John McDonald in 10th, fighting with the Welsh driver, but it's also a fight here for the for for virtual third position. And what's happened? Androleda is ahead in fifth. I think Androleda has gone out, or what has it? Oh, Androleda has the pit stop way much more later. Bijanko in seventh, so the fight for the lead still happening. Also the fight for. Oh no, Bevan has gone behind McDonald, and you can see there Sverka defending from Frau as we were running the order. Spano later, Emrus, Bijanko, Vorez in 12th, then Volan, Holohan, and Thomas Rashka running off the running cars because Angel Gonzalez is out of the race. Meanwhile, the fight for the lead locking up a little bit is Mark Sverka defending from the Spaniard Carlos Frau. Quirinos, the Venezuelan in third. Very good race as well from Quirinos. He got a podium last time out in Brands Hatch in TCC. As did, by the way, he's not racing here, but he also first podium of his career in TCC and most of IVRC. Fran Rodriguez, congrats to him. Nobody telling anything. You can ask anything you want about other IVRC series here in the chat. Of course, I will try to answer best possible. Still fighting for the lead, and it seems like Emrus has gone ahead of later again, and Vijanko some 20 seconds behind the virtual race leader Bernie Emrus. Of course, they're running behind Vore still, the Swedish driver, owner of FRA. They might want to get him out of the way as soon as possible. One second, he's got a gap, so it seems like Fro has made a little mistake. There's not much fighting going around. We can see Grimminger and Spano maybe getting a little bit close. Bevan and McDonald have already switched positions as Lopez is in no man's land. You can see that ahead of him is Jonathan Holohan. Girin is also in no man's land. As are Frau and Sverka. Not much fighting. Of course, Emrys and Late is still around 1.8 seconds between them. Not too close to make it a little bit of a fight. Emrys seems to have better pace. And they've pitted on the exact halfway point, so they're going to have the same pace probably at the end of the race as they had before pitting. Of course, as I say, Bernie had a very good pace. Very, very good pace from him. And from... Well, he was starting 7th, so he's into the lead virtually again. So it's a very good drive from the Polish. Very, very good drive indeed. It goes through. It seems like Bruno Spano has gone into the pits, and this is Magnus Borre letting these guys through, and he's lost the front of the car. He seems to have been driving without it for the whole race. He's driven without it for the whole race, it seems. But he did pit, so he might have lost it again, or he might have been replaced visually. Well, and now getting closer to Borre. And the top 3 right now is Verga, Frau, and Quirinos not pitching, it seems, anytime soon. They're having fun fighting it out for now, it seems, and Bevan and McDonald getting a little bit twitchy again. Scrimminger and Embers as well. Lopez has pitted. Has he? Wait a moment. No, he hasn't. He was behind, so I thought he had pitted, but no, he hasn't. The blue and greenish Rotodos car. And And the fight for the lead. Less than a second separates the top two right now. Emirates has the quickest lap of the race, 129.4. And of course, depends on how you manage the fuel strategy and tires and everything. That will be how you will go through the race. Very close behind is now Frau around the outside. He might try to make a move. It's very difficult to make a move on an uphill right-hander. There was a yellow flag behind, so something must have happened. It's Borre, Magnus Borre. He might have spun around. I'm going to quickly check the replay, and he spun around indeed. So fighting it out into turn number one are going to go Frau and Sverker. Around the inside is now Frau. On the outside is Sverker. Will Sverker keep the position? It seems like. It's Frau down the inside. Who gets the better exit? Sverker has got the better exit. Is he going to close Frau into the curve as Frau did to him some laps ago? No, he doesn't. But down the inside into turn number three goes Sverker, switching positions and into the long right-handers of 4 and 5. They go once again, a little bit side by side, not close enough. And round the outside would try to go Carlos Frau. He doesn't quite make it. Very interesting fight, of course. Very interesting that there's been a load of incidents today, and a load of fights. Much more fighting than there was in much more fighting than there was in Okinawa. In Okinawa, there wasn't that much fighting. Down into the main straight, Carlos Frau goes once again. Side by side again with Sverker. Will he make the move down the inside now, or we're going to get these little stringer cam? Side by side, he's with the German driver for Repsol Senegal. Down the inside, outside, he's going to try and go. No, he doesn't quite make it. Again, down the inside, has defended very well. Sorry, Max Sverker, and into 5 and 6 they're going to go. A little bit of a slipstream he gets. Previous laps, Sverker 30.6, Frau 30.2. Of course, Frau having the slipstream of the German throughout the whole lap, even into 4th, as Grimminger and Ambrose are fighting it out. McDonald must have pitted. McDonald's into the pits, as they say so. And down the inside is Grimminger. He's defending from Ambrose more than he should do. Of course, Ambrose on a different strategy and a much better pace. They make contact. And down the inside tries to go into 3. No, doesn't quite work. And he now goes down the inside into fast right-hander. Very good move from the Polish driver. He's now got to defend that one. Down the inside tries to go Grimminger into 6. Emirates has to take a little bit of avoiding action to not go into the apex and into the German. He's done it rather well. Lopez has pitted as well. And for now, the fight for 5th stays, as does the fight for the lead. As down into turn number 3, they're going to go again. I don't know whether in the previous lap there's been any kind of fighting. We're seeing a lot of fights right now. Of course, different strategies causing this. But these two guys seem to stay in position for now. And we're going to watch the fight into turn number 1 when they go there. Between Ambrose and Grimminger side by side there already. The Polish driver gets very good exits from the final corner. He's going to try and close him in to the inside, almost into the wall. Will he leave any space? Constant Grimminger is now behind, technically in the side by side. He's Ambrose is closer to the first corner than Grimminger is, but around the outside might try to defend the German. Goes a little bit wide, Ambrose, as he's done before, but Ambrose always keeps it on track and makes the move stick. So ahead goes Ambrose, behind is again Konstantin Weminger. Very good fighting between these two. A little bit of argy-bargy as well again between them. A little bit of ping-pong, as Sebastian Vettel would say. And later down in 7th, he's more than 10 seconds behind Emrys right now. He's lapped Magnus Borre, who's a lapped car, as I say so. And oh, and he's taken him out. Magnus Borre has taken later out. What is Magnus Borre doing? What is he doing? He's taken out basically the driver in 2nd place. What is he doing for real? Because now Andrelade is behind, Lopez is behind Vujanko, and he might have damage to the front of the car. He hit the wall pretty hard. We're going to watch that again. Onboard here on the inside of the car, kind of, or maybe here better. And look at that. Well, he did let him through, but it seems like Borre was trying to unlap himself again. He made contact, and look at that. Borre wasn't quite turning. And that's what later went into the wall. Well, I thought he hit the wall harder than he's done. That's an incident the stewards might be having a look at, as there's a fight between McDonald and Volan as well. As Frau has pitted, by the way, it seems. Frau into the pits. Because he's far behind Sverka. Sverka, who might try to go to his final lap pits strategy. Irenos is still in 2nd. Very good race from him. And Frau, he's pitted and he's ahead of Piven, he's ahead of Emrys. Piven hasn't pitted, I think, but Emrys is behind Frau by 10 seconds. Into lap number 30 we are. And it seems like Frau might have to lead. Okay, and Lopez, look at that, in 9th. Later, of course, this is where his incident happened. In turns 4 and 5. You can see here. Very, very bad incident there, and I'm reading here in Discord, yeah, Stanley is Lauren Vicious. Yeah, it was a very strange incident. I doubt whether Borre was turning to the right, whether he was trying to make the corner, or he just felt that later had hit him. But of course, Borre is a lapped car. He has to stay behind him if he's well, he's being slower throughout the whole race, and he's going to meet him once again. So this is going to be very interesting how late he's going to take being behind Borre once again. As I was saying, it's my opinion. I think Borre wasn't turning. I think he was looking anywhere else than looking at the corner, but that's, yeah, my opinion. I don't know whether you will agree with me, whether you won't. Yeah, also Jonathan Berta, what in the world is Borre doing? Exactly. So later down into 9th, and he seems to be struggling for pace now. He was running very well in 1st throughout the starting phases of the race. He's sadly being taken out. He was running virtually 2nd until Frau surprised us with his crazy strategy, but it seems like Emrys is catching up already. So in the virtual lead would be Frau, ahead of Emrys, ahead of probably Vichanko, and ahead of Lopez as well. So it seems like Lopez might be, well, not really. I'm having a look at the difference, and it might not be Lopez into 4th, but he might be in 6th, which would already be a very good result, knowing how the race had started for him, of course, with that spin at the start. Drifting a little bit into 14 has gone Sverker, race leader for now, ahead of Venezuela and Kirinos, then Frau, Emrys, Revan, Ringer, Vijanko, Lopez, and later lap down from Sverker are Spano, McDonald, Voland, Holohan, Borre, and Rashka in 15th. And he's Pablo Lopez. Here's Pablo Lopez lapping Bore. Is Bore going to make the same he did with later? Because I highly doubt he's close enough. No, he's not close enough. What was Bore doing with later though? Very. Well, we're going to have a look at that probably. Well, we're not. The stewards are going to have a look at that. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Jonathan. Very interesting race this is turning out to be, not only because of the action that there's been on track, but also because of the strategies. Of course, we've got Frau, who seems to have put less, seems to have had a short pit stop as Carino almost loses it. Frau might have had a slightly shorter pit stop. Well, not slightly, probably, because he was probably some 10 seconds behind Emrys, and he emerged as another 10 ahead of him. But he seems to not have enough pace. We're really going to check last lap times. Frau 31.9, Emrys 31.0, so it seems like the pace difference is notable. And Emrys is going to catch up to the Spaniard anytime soon. Because we've still got some 12 laps to go, around there, 11 for Sverka and Carinos already, so 11 laps to go for the leaders, and Frau 5 seconds ahead of Emrys. It seems like Emrys is going to get close to him in a few laps time. But of course, as we were saying, short pit stop, very interesting. This category is turning out to be because of the different strategies a lot of people are running. Of course, Angel Gonzalez, who was running 5th throughout the whole race in Okayama, 6th, had a very quick pit stop in Okayama, and he emerged in 2nd, and he lost it to Vijanko initially, but he got penalized for not leaving too much of a space for Lopez. Also, I think we might have missed later, and oh no, we haven't missed any kind of these action. Later, and Magnus Bore once again. I know it's kind of bad to focus on these once again, but I want to see if it's Bore doing something against later, what is happening. Very interesting this is being, of course, late flashing into Bore, and what is he going to do? He's going to turn... No, he's not. I thought he was going to turn into later. So now he does let him through cleanly. I really don't know what has happened before. That was a little bit dirty move, as into the pits I think has gone a Holohan. No, not Holohan, that was Spano. Oh, who was that? Sorry? Oh, it was Kirinas. Yeah, these black cars, you can differ them on the back. On the background, I meant. 4.2 seconds between Frau and Emrys, and of course Sverka jet to pit on the lead. That's Emrys in 4th, and Grimminger in 5th. Wide goes Grimminger, very wide. Over the grass a little bit of grass hop. And Lopez here. Later has gone past, as we were saying, later has gone past Magnus Bore, and now he's going to try and get closer to Pablo Lopez. Even in 11th, behind McDonald, who's behind Spano. 3-way fight for 9th for now. As closer is getting Emrys, you can see that on the timing board that Emrys is getting every time closer to the front. And yeah, Angel, he only added 1 liter of fuel, so that's why he had a very good pit stop thanks to the inside. As Spano moves over the line of the pit entry, and this is McDonald and even fighting for the 9th position. I was going to say for the lead. It's 9th position in the race. Voland trying to get closer. Also, that Magnus Bore, who is almost a lap down of 9th. Terrible pace from the Swedish driver. And we're going to quickly check. Emrys getting closer, 2.8 seconds behind Frau for now. Kirinos and Wimminger having a little bit of a fight as into the right goes Wimminger. Is he going to pit? No, he's not. He's not pitting. And this is Kirinos v Janko and Lopez. Later getting closer, and this is Spano, McDonald and Bevan are the ones who seem to be fighting for now, because Spano is trying to get away from these two. Roland 10 seconds behind Bevan, and it seems like these two are going to fight for some of the race remaining. The leader, of course, is still Max Verka, and into lap number 37 we're going to go in a few moments. He laps, he goes through Magnus Moray, and he's up into lap number 37. He's still in the lead, and some 2 seconds between Frau and Emrys. But Frau, with that second place, might be very pleased. Anyways, he had to retire in Okayalan to start up his points tally in the second place. I think he will be very happy with that. But of course, if he does win, it will be much better. He needs to defend a lot from Emrys, and Emrys knows how to attack. Very aggressive driving, but aggressive but clean. He keeps it clean. Of that, yeah, Asverka 37 seconds, 38 seconds ahead of Frau. Depends on how long of a pit stop does Asverka. He might even come out into the lead and win it as well. So it's going to turn out a very interesting race. Kirinos and Grimminger, by the way, fighting it out. Flashing a little bit is Grimminger, as Kirinos is now ahead of him. We're going to the replay of what happened in turn number 1, because something has happened in turn number 1. On the outside is gone. He's given him a little bit of a hit. Here, he turned into him, it seems. And he's still behind him now. Gets a little better exit out of turn number 6. I think Kirinos has let him through. Very clean, but well, not clean, but legal driving from Kirinos. As Leite and Lopez are going to fight. Bevan has gone past Spano and McDonald. Volan is getting every time closer. Holohan is out, by the way. I didn't notice this one. Holohan is out of the race for now. Well, not for now, he's out of the race. So this is Emrys and Frau, less than a second already separating them both. And he's getting close on the straight. He gets very good exits out of the final corner in lap 38. We are right now. He's not going to make it with this lap, and he's getting closer every lap. Maybe the next one is the good one. He gets close. Very good exits he does have. It might be that Frau hasn't changed tires. That's why he had a very quick pit stop. And Emrys had a longer pit, so he might have pitted for new tires. And braking a little bit to get a better apex. Into 6 they go. It's not close enough. Going to make switchbacks. Down the outside he might try and go into 10. Down the inside is Frau right now, but better exit from Emrys, and Emrys I think has made it through already. Seems like Frau is going to try and go down the inside. No, he doesn't. And Emrys takes the virtual lead. Of course, Veka has to pit in this lap or the next one. No, he's still got 3 laps to pit, but he's running out of time. The German, and you can see here the fight fourth. Kirinos has gone past Grimminger, and we're going to try and have a look at that once again. It seems like he was already through on the straight. We can have a little bit of time to check the replays. Oh, very good move from the Venezuelan. Down the outside, down the inside into 14. Very good move from the Venezuelan up into 4th. Van Express NSX in 4th. And right now, Emrys, who finished in Emrys, sorry. Yeah. So who finished in Yokoyama? He ended up in 5th with 11 points. He would go on to have 36, which might be championship leader. Very probably. Of course, Sverk could yet to pit. Is he going to beat this lap? Doesn't quite look like it. He turns in into the right to try and make a live of a fake, but he doesn't pit, so he's got this lap and the next one to pit. Depends on how much time he loses. Nick at Sina Cost, yes, of course. Your team, of course, you can cheer them up. He's still got to pit, Sverka, for your information. He's got to make the mandatory pit stop. So just 36 seconds of lead might go very quickly. Frau in 3rd and Kirinos, Grimminger, Vijanko, Lopez and later. And Bevan, Spano, McDonald, Volan in 12th. Magnus Borre hasn't had an incident-free race, and then Rashka in 14th. Holohan and Gonzalez had. So as I was saying, yeah, lap number 40, we're an hour into the race. It's 5 laps to go here in Fuji. It's gone quick. It's gone really quick. Look down into the turn number 10, hairpin into 11 and 12 here. This is not a corner, really. This is 12. And leaving a lockup there, so his size must be already in a very bad status, Max Verker's size. Frau there in 3rd and Kirinos, Grimminger, Vijanko. A lot of people in no man's land, but there's Later and Lopez here who are very close between them. That's pretty much the only cause. Oh, and speeding round, I think that's Borre. I think that's Borre as Spano and Bevan are fighting it out. But I think it was Borre who was a spawn round. It was indeed. It was. Sorry for missing the fight, but I'm quickly going to check the spin. It was Magnus Borre. And this is Bevan getting the slipstream from Spano. He's going to try and get closer to the Argentinian, sorry. I think Spano is Argentinian. I'm not sure right now. I'm having a lot of issues with that. Spano. Yeah, he's Argentinian. Down the inside, keeps the position for now. Spano into turn number 1. Ivan in 9th. Who's down? Oh, Lopez. Okay, Lopez is he's not getting reset because of the timing. Sorry. Oh, almost losing it is McDonald. Steven and Spano fighting it out. And Sverka has to pit this lap. So Sverka will go into the pits this lap, and we're going to see whether the German gets the lead or not after the pit stop. Of course, it's a final lap, he can pit. And he pulls into the pits. So Sverka will now have his pit stop done. And this is Emrys, who might be interested on how the pit stop goes. Fra hasn't lost as much time as I thought he would. Emrys was having a very good pace. There's a yellow flag around here. There's a yellow flag, as that's Thomas Rashka who's round. And Sverka has done the pit stop already. So if nothing goes wrong, I think Sverka is going to come out into the lead of the race. So, well, he's on the main straight already, Bernie Emrys, but he's on the other side of the straight. There you see, into turn number 1 goes Max Verka, and some 13 seconds behind is Emrys. Emrys might not get the victory after all. So Max Verka leads by 11 seconds, 3 laps to cut down 11 seconds. Is that going to be possible? Possibly not, as Emrys' pace on these previous few laps hasn't been quite the best. 30.9, between, well, 36.9 of course. Emrys, because Verka had pitted, but 11 seconds on 3 laps. That's going to be an impossible task for the Polish driver. And it's going to be 3rd place for Frau for now, as very wide when Rashka there. So it turns out, I wasn't thinking this could happen, but It looks like Sverka is going to probably win the race. He's very close to it, of course. Now Emrys has found some lapped cars, as this is going to make his task much harder than it was already. Into the final corner goes Mark Sverka, riding a little bit of the curve. Maybe no, he doesn't. Doesn't ride the inside curve. He rides the outside curve and into the penultimate lap of the race. Yeah, you told me, Nick, but of course he did the same kind of strategy. Okayama didn't quite work out. He finished down in 10th, I think. He got out because of ladder penalties. He got it to 8th. No, he finished 8th normally, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting messed up. But I didn't think the strategy could work. Of course, in one lap, he's taken down 2.5, almost 3 seconds. No, 2 seconds, sorry. Bernie Emrys. So he's got better pace, but it's not close enough. It's not close enough for Bernie Emrys. Sverka in first, and Emrys, Frau, Kirinos, then Breminger, Vijanko, Lopez and later, who haven't started fighting at all, but they're very close. And McDonald and Bevan, who might be giving us a little bit of fight, as we can also see Sverker there. Spano down in 11th. Voland is out. 3 laps to go. Voland's out. Magnus Borre, who's down in 13th, and Rashka, the last of the running cars. But getting very close is getting Bernie, but of course it's the final lap now. He might have needed 3 laps. Spore is DNF'd. Spore is out as well, so very interesting. That Magnus Spore is out of the race. And Rashka, I don't know whether he will be able to get ahead of him. But now, Bevan is going to try and unlap himself, probably. No, he doesn't. Into the final lap we are. With a surprise leader, which I didn't think he would be leading. And yeah, side by side is Bevan with Sverka. Will he prevent Sverka from the win? Of course, we've seen his FRA teammate take out Andra later, but I don't think Alf is going to do such a thing. Having a look is the Welsh driver, but he's not going to go down the inside probably. Very probably, I mean. And on the outside tries to go. We're seeing a little bit of a fight form which doesn't make much sense, but he does let Alfie through in the end, so Alfie's going to make all the laps of the race. Into the final few sections of the lap goes Sverka. Less than 6 seconds is now the gap between these two. But of course it's going to be Sverka who might get the victory. Into the final corner, not mine, he's going to get it. Final few meters of the straight. Bernie has fought for it, but he doesn't quite get it. It's Mark Sverka in round number 2 of the Japanese Touring Car Championship who wins in Fuji. And that's been a surprise win. Through the line goes Emrys in second. Then it's Frau in third. Kirinos will go on to cross the line in fourth. Venezuelan, very good race from the Venezuelan to come up from 6th. Grimminger in 5th. Of course, Frau from Sverga in 5th. Emrys in 7th. And he does some donuts. He's happy about it. He could have won though. Yeah, Grimminger is in 5th. And Vijanko finishes 6th. Lopez and later fighting it out on the final lap. Side by side is Lopez with the Brazilian. He might lose 7th. He's lost 7th to later in the final few sections. Gets the slipstream very quickly, but he's not going to be 7th place for the Spaniard. A lot of switches, of position switches from later. He was starting 2nd. He's down to 7th. Lopez finishes 8th. Bevan is going to finish 9th, and everyone else has already finished. Oh, and it seems like he's stopping something. Yeah, there's Lopez in 8th. What is yeah, Later's going to stop and already go out of the car. Going to see that. Yeah, this is Alfie, who's what's happening to Alfie? He's struggling to finish. Maybe has he run out of fuel? Alfie has run out of fuel. They're very interesting. Oh no, he hasn't. He's just stopped. What's happened there? Very interesting. But Alfie crosses the line. Finishes 9th. That's Alfie Bevans, 9th place, and of course race winner Max Verker doing some donuts. It seems like Emrus having a lot of fun. Finished in 2nd. First podium of the JTC season for him. As for Sverker and Brown, none of the podium finishes in Okayama take the honors here in Fuji. So it seems like it's going to be a very interesting championship now, because 2 races, 6 podium spots, 6 different drivers. Very, very interesting indeed. And yeah, that's pretty much it, of course. Very interesting. The season's turning out to be next round. As I was saying before, next round is May the 30th in Suzuka. And Honda's home race. So we will see how the Hondas perform there. And Nissan has won here, so whether Honda will win in Suzuka, that's my question for now. Oh, and spinning in the pits is Grimminger, but everyone, this has been it mostly. Thank you all for. Oh yeah, interview for Mark Sverker. Yeah, so we're going to have an interview with Mark. I think he's going to
User
join.
joined your channel.
Hello, Mark. Congratulations. So, first question. What was that strategy? Because I didn't think you were going to come out ahead, and I was very, very, well, rather impressed by that.
Yeah, well, I guess that strategy was plan A, I should say. It was planned from the beginning to do a very very late pit stop without changing tires and without refueling. So just come in, stand still, and go ahead. And yeah, I guess it helped me quite a lot that Bernard had to fight his way through the field after his pit stop. I guess he changed the tires, just
Yeah.
like Andre Leite did, and it helped me a lot that Carlos spun the lap before he went to the pits himself. I guess it could have been quite closer. Yeah, in the
By
end,
the
it
way,
worked out by the last lap, I'd say, because the tires were completely gone. I was driving 3 or 4 seconds slower the last 2 laps, so I guess one more lap and Bernard would have won today.
Bernie and Carlos, I think they both changed tires. No,
Carlos
Carlos didn't. Yeah, Carlos didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Bernie did change tires. I can tell you that also Andrew later was taken out by one lap up by a lapped car, so that might have held him up a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been a very good race. Of course, the strategy didn't quite work out in Okayama, but you've tried it once again here, and it's paid off much more.
Yeah, well, it's both not my tracks, but yeah, I guess the field wasn't that strong here as in Okayama. Yeah, maybe it's just about the handling with the gamepad, that it works way better in Fuji than in Okayama 2 weeks ago. But yeah, feeling fine to win a race in JTC. Didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah, and now with the results, I think you might be close to the lead now. Of course, it's a very short championship. These 7 rounds. Next round is Suzuka. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
How do you think you're
another
going to fare?
another track I absolutely hate, and yeah, I don't think that it will be another victory. I guess yeah, Suzuka. I guess I could feel fine if I managed to get into the top 10 also.
Well, nobody ever
Also,
knows.
also there will be wouldn't it be 66 kilogram then? So
Oh yeah, yeah, true, completely true indeed. So, yeah, you will have of course, the weight penalty, of course, but it's been a very good race. After the first result in eighth, it's much better to finish in first for you, I think. And yeah, we'll see you in Suzuka. Congratulations, Mark.
thank you very much.
And everyone, I think this is going to be it mostly. Thank you all very much for watching today. Of course, we've got next round. Well, next weekend we have TCC in Spa-Francorchamps, and I believe we also have OWC. But let me check that one out, because of course I want to give you the upcoming events. Yeah, not next week. Sorry, is TCC next week? I'm actually doubting now. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, TCC is next week. The only event, it seems. So, thank you everyone for watching, as I said, and we'll see you in Spa-Francorchamps next week. Until then, stay safe and see you next time.